Hey guys, what's going on? It's Louie here, and this is going to be an updated guide on how to submit a match if you are interested in getting some free coaching. I'm changing the way the submissions are made because right now everyone's submission is in a public Google Drive folder and it's an honor system. And so far everybody's played nice, but with the amount of submissions I have, it's a lot of people who have their name and email address shared on there, and it's just too much personal information being public. So I've gone ahead and locked that folder. I still have access to it. However, you're going to now be making submissions directly on the Discord server, which will be safer for everybody and also just means that nobody can delete your stuff or edit your stuff. So overall, I think this will be a better system. And I'm just going to explain quickly how to do this. So firstly, you are of course going to need to join the Pong Connect Discord server, which if you're not in it already is linked in the description below. After that, please make sure you read all of the rules and pick your roles before doing anything. And then you're going to head over to the video submissions channel. And this is where you're going to make your first submission. Or if you've made submissions in the past, this is where you're going to be making your new submissions from now on. So, couple guidelines. Of course, just follow all of the instructions here. This is pretty self-explanatory. So if you were making a submission, you would just say, for example, submission 1, and then you'd keep going down the list and just follow all these bullet points. And then on the last one, you would just type your link. A couple important guidelines. So firstly, the footage that you submit needs to be at least 5 minutes long, but no more than 15 minutes long at the absolute longest. This is enough time to where I'll be able to get a complete feel for your game, but it won't be so long that the video just gets completely monotonous. As mentioned here, the video needs to be HD. It needs to be smooth, so at least 30 frames per second, ideally 60, but 30 is all right. And it needs to be trimmed to cut out any dead time. So for example, every time you go to pick up the ball, that needs to be cut out. Anytime there's a timeout, that needs to be cut out. If there's 5 minutes of dead space before the start of the match, that needs to be cut out. That's just going to make it easier on me and easier on the viewers at home as well. So I really do appreciate that. And then I want to make sure that the match you submit is a match where you're playing relatively well, and the game needs to be very close, or not very close, but the game needs to be relatively close. So I don't want it to be a blowout one way or the other. You can submit a match where you won, or you can submit a match where you lost. I don't really care, but it needs to be a match where you're playing well. And the reason for that is if you submit a match where you are just having a bad day or playing poorly, then the advice I give you isn't going to be very beneficial because I'll most likely be pointing out mistakes that you're already aware of, so you won't have anything to implement. But the mistakes you make when you're playing well are going to be the mistakes that you consistently make. So if I catch those and point them out, it's going to be a lot better for you. I also only want this to be for matches specifically. So this is specifically match reviews, not training reviews. So if you have a training clip that you would like me to look at, you can submit it alongside your match. So let's say you submit your match and you have a 1.5 minute clip where you're doing multi-ball that you would also like me to look at to maybe take a look at your technique or your footwork or something else, or you have like a clip of you just serving. That's totally fine. You just can't submit something like that as a standalone thing. It needs to be alongside a match. But anyway, once you've made your submission, I will view it from here, and then I will send you a DM to your personal file. And as you can see right now, the way I have it, people are basically just following these instructions, but in the Google Doc folder. So basically all of this you're going to submit in Discord, but I'm still going to create a personal file for you. And this is where I will keep track of your notes. So for example, these are the notes that I had for Jeff a while back. And so I'll still have a private Google Doc folder that you can access to take a look at your notes, but this way nobody else can open it and start messing with your notes or deleting your files or anything like that. So it should be a much better system. And then on top of that, your email address and your first and last name aren't going to be public to everybody. So again, just should be pretty self-explanatory. And I look forward to seeing some more of your matches in the future.